I play Grace Garvey, who then marries John Paul and becomes Grace Williams. And sadly, she's kind of caught up in the middle of a very unhealthy, coercive marriage. And that's a sort of spinal column of the show. As a result of that, it drives the sisters to take some pretty dark action, you know. So they want to rescue Grace. Grace needs rescuing, and she's a woman who's kind of lost her sense of self, hasn't she? She doesn't really know who she is anymore. Well, what's brilliant about Sharon's writing is she kind of slaloms between comedy and tragedy, and that's so clever. So you've got moments where you're roaring with laughter, and then moments where you're utterly heartbroken.
I hope we've shot the experience I had reading it.
Yeah, that's really well articulated.
No, I mean, because I really loved, I thought it was like something I've never read or seen before, and that whole thing of, whoa, what is this? The writing of this is marvellous, brilliant, amazing scenes, really amazing dialogue.
It's an amazing ensemble, and that's what audiences love. I think more and more we have a sort of hunger for a cast of characters, not just one hero that we follow, but a whole sort of rainbow of people that then the story is even more interesting and it all becomes sort of intertwined.
It's a case of, when we're watching stuff, we're always looking for ourselves, aren't we?
Yeah.
We're always trying to find something to identify with, and if you have a massive range of characters, like it's going to be, oh, there's a little bit of that in me, or that. We all have all those things, the jealousy, the hatred, all the shortcomings, the inferiority complexes, the narcissism, all that, and the fear. I think, because it's basically, I think what is at the bottom of it is like the fear of losing what he has with this one and the daughter. And I think he feels that it's a threat. The whole group of sisters is a massive threat to that. So that's why he's trying to sort of pull away from it.
We have 4 sisters who decide that the husband of the 5th sister has to be gotten rid of because he's a horrible human being. And so they decide we have to murder him, which isn't an easy thought. We start the series knowing that he is already dead. And then we go back in time to see exactly how the sisters went about trying to murder this man.
I would say this is a real old school, dark comedy at its core. I mean, Sharon Horgan is intrinsically one of the funniest people alive. So to be able to make sure that it still had heart and comedy in it, was sort of our job, and it was fun.
Here's the truth. We watched the entire series because it was based on a Belgian format. I didn't get it until the last episode.
Yeah.
So that's when we knew, oh, this is special. There's something working on here.
You don't see stuff like this that often.
Yeah.
It's dark comedy, but it's thriller, but it's murder mystery. It's a whodunit. It's a drama as well. That's a lot going on a page, and I think it can, be really challenging and difficult to sort of strike the tone and know when to lean into each, aspect of that. But she's so good at knowing when to do that. And so the work on set was a very sort of easy but constant conversation about, how we manage those scenes. Ursula is the middle sister. She's a little bit highly strung. She's quite a stress head. She kind of drives the other sisters mad a bit because she's a bit self-centered. But her heart's in the right place, but she's sort of making some bad life decisions that get her into a spot of trouble, especially with JP. I could relate to the familial side of it. I have a brother and a sister, and I think bringing all that sort of experience and knowledge to the table of what those dynamics are like, and just getting with the girls. They all have siblings as well, so I think that's everything. Also that an audience can relate to as well. How complicated families are, and sometimes you love each other, sometimes you hate each other, and how you navigate that. Well, that's the funny thing with the show. You really want them to enjoy it and have fun because it can be very, very funny. But also there's some bigger issues that are being handled and dealt with, and so if it sort of just strikes a conversation and sheds light on those issues, I think that can only be a good thing, right?
I think we made a family full of actors seem like a real family. I think that when I saw the dynamic between us and all the different kind of, fighting with each other, loving on each other, protecting each other, I was really proud of all of us as an ensemble that we did that, because it's a hard thing to do. And I think we just crushed it. At the beginning, she's the baby, and she's the one who hasn't figured out her life. She doesn't have any kids. She's just kind of single and going, between jobs, and everybody thinks she's never going to figure it out. And so I think she feels a lot of pressure from her older sisters. And then she tries her best, and everything sort of unfolds after that. So the insurance guys, they're sort of out to get us because they don't want to pay out JP's insurance claim, his death claim. But I happen to bump into this guy, knock him off his bike, not knowing who he is, and we sort of have this Romeo and Juliet meet cute moment, and we fall madly in love with each other. And of course, it's like the Capulets and the Montagues, they're out to get us, but we can't help but, kiss all the time.
It's not that she's a stranger to this genre, because yes, dark comedy for sure, but I don't think she's ever done a murder mystery or thriller or a drama in this way, and she's never done an adaptation. So I was very excited because I think she's an absolute genius. So I was very excited to see what she would do with it. I was sent one script and an outline for all the episodes, and I just feel really lucky to have been asked to play Bibi. Yeah, Bibi is a very fun character to play. She just says it how it is. I am kind of very far removed from her, except for the fact that I would kill for my sister. So in that sense I can relate to her, but she's just so direct and shoots from the hip and doesn't really care if she upsets someone or offends somebody. She just can't help herself. It's explosive, and it's chaotic, and it's messy, and it's really authentic and real. You're witnessing these women that we don't usually get to see on screen, who are just very real women.
It's based on this really fantastic Flemish show, Clan, adapted from that. So we had this great raw material to kickstart us, and we just had to find a way to make it our own, and I really hope we did. I'm really excited for people to see it. Well, she's the family matriarch, and her dynamic is, being sort of mother figure to them all. Even when she's sending them off on a murder spree, she kind of makes sure that they've, tied their shoelaces. Well, I've never written anything that's an hour length, or I've never done a thriller before. And even though I've done a lot of comedy, I've done a lot of dark comedy, I've never done anything that sort of has such dark subject matter at its heart, and that sort of propels the whole thing, which is that abusive relationship. So it was very, very different thing to do. It was a real balancing act, trying to keep the light moments working with the darker stuff. I really hope it gives them a kind of catharsis. There's a lot of messed up things happening in the world right now, and I really hope that a bunch of Irish sisters chasing Claes Bang across the country, trying to murder him, provides some sort of element of catharsis to our audience. I hope it addresses a really serious issue that really came to a head during the pandemic as well. There was a lot of people in really worrying, dangerous situations in abusive relationships, and I hope this sort of shines a light on it. It will do that, and it will hopefully entertain people at the same time. I'm lucky enough to have come from a family of 5 siblings, and we are a kind of instant gang and party, and what that brought to it was just I know what that feels like. I know how infectious it is, and what fun it is to be around. So I kind of wanted that, to bring that feeling to all the scenes with the sisters.
Thanks for watching. Make sure to like and comment on the video if you enjoyed it. Click and watch our suggested video playlists right now for more entertaining videos. Subscribe to the channel and hit the notification bell to be notified when new videos are released.